I'm Miles.
I'm Coco.
And we're the boys from the low. Episode 3.
Alright, so today we're getting in, let me say it right, Sha'Carri Richardson. And how, so Sha'Carri started off, LSU track runner, LSU alumni, started off there. From LSU, she went, I forgot what races was, but she came last.
And I think it was the Olympic trials because she was dominating everybody in college.
Mm-hmm.
But then when she got to like the Jamaicans and other Americans.
And she failed her drug test.
Yes.
Went back. She got last place.
Yes.
Now she bounced back and dominated everybody once again. When are we gonna start putting our respect on these black women?
Well, for me personally, no disrespect to Sha'Carri, but her individually, I need to see it in the Olympics because that's my thing. She dominated at a collegiate level. Can't take that away from her. And she was supposed to be the next big thing out of America, but when her time came, I want to say it was the Olympic trials. She, like you said, she wasn't like dominating how she was in college. So I think the Olympics are next year, right?
Yeah, 2024.
Yeah, so I think no disrespect to her, but just show me next year that she really like that.
I already think she's like that.
She got
for the mental battle she fought to come back from last place. I think she just came first in something, and then now she getting her hype, her deserve, her credit that she needed, that she once had.
I don't think she won't do it per se, but just show me next year. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna give her her hype when last time she let us all down because the whole community thought she was gonna go in. We had high expectations and she got last place. So I think next year just do better.
Hey, bounce back real, man. I still think Sha'Carri like that. All right, shout out to Sha'Carri Richardson. Let's get into college.
I think we got to start with that Colorado State game, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was ridiculous. Like, I feel like Colorado State. I heard on First Take this week, Shannon Sharp was saying either their coach is coaching them to play dirty or he condones it. And that hit on Travis, man, that was ridiculous. Like, the ball had already hit the ground, and then the safety comes out. What did he do? Did he, like, break his ribs, fracture his ribs or something?
I don't know what happened, Travis. I just know he out 3 weeks.
Yeah, and it's like, it wasn't even a football play anymore at that point.
See what Travis said?
No.
Trevor ended just football.
Yeah.
Yeah, Travis said it was football. He said he was mad at the guy. He said bad things as soon as it happened. He just stayed humble. And he's out 3 weeks.
I respect Travis for that.
He said if the doctors didn't stop him there, he would have right back on the field.
Right, I did hear him trying to come back. And I respect Travis for that. But looking at it from a fan's eye, I don't think I've heard anybody that hasn't talked about how dirty of a play it was. And then on top of that, for Shedeur to overcome that adversity without his best player on both sides of the ball, really.
You ain't hear nobody talk about how dirty of a hit it was. The man got depth threats.
Okay, no. I'm saying
the parents got depth threats. The family got. What you mean you ain't hear nobody? The family got depth threats.
No, I'm saying for Travis to act like it wasn't that dirty of a hit, but that's what everybody's saying. He's talking about it's just football. I'm saying shout out to him for just saying, okay, it's just football, but realistically, that was crazy.
No discredit. I think the hit was dirty. But the hit,
he should have got ejected.
The hit was no, man.
He should have got ejected.
Like,
because the thing is,
I was seeing stuff. We didn't see way.
I've seen worse hits, but I think the thing is, the balls are gonna. Travis has like no type of like, let me brace myself because I'm finna get hit. You're thinking the play is over with, and a dude putting his head down, crowning to your side.
I will say this: I do feel like the dude that hit number 11, that's the same dude that got the pick.
Right.
I do feel like he should have got ejected.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like
that's worse than some targeting plays I've seen.
I feel like the dude from Mississippi State that hit LSU, he shouldn't have got ejected.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just because of leading with the crown or the helmet or whatever, head on head, whatever. But for him, the ball's on the ground, and he comes in really like a second later. Like, it was clearly over with, and crowning to the side of Travis.
You seen Shedeur ready to slide?
Yeah, which he should. That's what I like about Colorado. It's like a brotherhood for real.
Straight, but like Deion treat all the players like his son.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You seen Deion said that Shedeur's not going to lead, nor Shiloh. How you feel about that?
He's in a position to do that because he's prime. I feel like if he didn't have the NFL career he did, they'd be in the league next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, their family's kind of from a different type of, like, I feel like if they had something more to prove, as a family. Like, everybody already knows about the Sanders. They're already making, what was it? Off the sunglasses, like 2.1 million in like 2 days?
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they already got what they need. So, I mean, I feel like he's in a position to do that, but realistically, I think that's bigger than football.
Okay, I can agree with the Sha'Carri
Okay.
not going. Shallow? I think right now, I mean, I don't know what the class for DB is going to be next year.
Yeah.
But do you see Shallow going first round?
No.
Like, I see him going mid second or late second.
He hasn't, as a safety, don't get me wrong, he's made some plays. I haven't looked at him and been like, oh yeah, he's the one. You know what I mean? Like,
he's good though. Like I didn't see, like you said, he made some plays. He's a textbook wide safety.
He's not bad for sure.
I think sometimes we do overlook him because of Sha'Carri.
Yeah.
And Dion. You seen the rankings, the children rankings?
Mm-mm. Oh yes.
That was hilarious, bro. But I feel like with Sha'Carri being there, he like Shallow. I like Shallow character too. Brennan slick like Jokic.
Yeah, you don't hear too much from him.
He don't care about football. Bro, want to be a drum major.
Yeah.
But I feel like he should like go next year. What is Shallow?
I think he's a senior. Because he's older than Sha'Carri, and Sha'Carri's a junior.
Did he play with Sha'Carri in high school?
I think towards the end, yeah. So I don't really know, like. So he's talking about in general they're not going to the NFL, or he's saying like until next year.
He said after this year, they're going, but not after this year.
I don't know how much money he wants in the state.
Because Sha'Carri's a junior.
Yeah, Sha'Carri's a junior. Shiloh probably has an extra year because of COVID, or like he probably redshirted and got a COVID year.
Okay, yeah, that probably makes sense.
Yeah.
Cause he was at South Carolina first.
So yeah, he probably redshirted and got a COVID year, so that's 2 extra years eligible.
Did he play safety at South Carolina though? He played corner.
I don't know.
He played corner in South Carolina.
Oh, I mean that's good on his film. It shows teams you can do both.
What do you think about this Bama quarterback situation?
I told you on episode 1, Jalen Milroe wasn't the answer, and now that Jalen Milroe has gotten benched, we're looking at Alabama trying to find their quarterback, and just realistically, I don't think this year they have a quarterback on their roster that's going to get some national championship. This is just a down year for them.
Milroe going back next week.
And that's the thing. It's week 3.
Yeah.
And they already benched them, and now they're bringing them back. Like, they don't have an answer. They're trying to find it, but I don't think it's in their locker room.
Seeing them 2 quarterbacks for this year between him and I don't know.
Hey, give Dylan Lonergan a chance. Hey.
Shout out Brookwood, man.
Shout out Brookwood, man. I mean, I seen him in high school, but I mean, that's a different conversation.
But let's say, we didn't see a lot of people peak in high school.
That's true. That's a different conversation, but seriously, though, like, I'm not surprised by the situation. I was surprised to see him benched in week 2. Like, I think, week 3. He got benched in week 3.
Oh, but he got benched in week 3.
I was surprised to see him benched that quickly because realistically, even though he didn't perform against Texas, I didn't necessarily expect any of the other quarterbacks to come in and be better than him.
They already said it week 1, though.
I mean, yeah, but so my thing is, if Jalen won the job, he shows you enough over this summer and training camp and spring shit and all that stuff.
You can win the job, but he didn't win the job by a lot.
Yeah.
For them to say he would get this, but we still have quarterbacks. The reporter said that. Yeah. That means he won the job for like.
But yeah, he's not just like miles ahead of them.
Yeah. So it's between the 2 quarterbacks that just played.
And that's the thing. For me, especially after just seeing how the other quarterback played, because he didn't do anything really. If Jalen's already your guy, just ride it out because the other dude's not special either.
I mean, but you didn't know that. You at least had to give both of them a chance.
I mean, yeah. But now that he's got his chance, I think Jalen, again, I think they're just going to have to take a down year.
Who been playing this week? No.
Ole Miss. They might lose that. I was saying last week, I didn't care about Ole Miss, but after seeing how they performed against South Florida, they might lose to Ole Miss. Regardless of which quarterback they start.
But not in Alabama. Like, the top 4 teams in college right now is Shea.
The only one?
Yeah.
Who's top 4?
Georgia.
Okay, Michigan look good.
Michigan look good.
But they haven't played nobody for real. The Big Ten, see, that's the thing. Ohio State is 5. They play Notre Dame this week.
That's the thing, though. none of the 14 really play nobody.
Okay, but
Florida State barely scraped Boston College.
Yeah. They look shaky. They look shaky.
Shaky.
Tennessee lost to Tennessee lost to Florida bad, which they're supposed to be. They were 11. Like it's a lot of teams coming out the gate slow that had high expectations.
Right, and like I told you this week 1, none of them teams look good.
Yeah,
but I said like I was backing up Jalen Monroe. I will say that I was backing up Monroe, but. Like, I did say all 4 teams from Georgia, Florida State coming in, but I had told you, I don't think I said on a podcast, but I told you personally, I don't think Florida State going to last long.
Yeah, I mean, for them, it seemed like it was a really good week against LSU, and that was kind of their peak.
Yeah,
that's what it seems like.
That's why, like, personally,
I think they got Clemson the week after this.
Personally, I don't like college football rankings.
What do you mean?
Like, the way they rank. Because, like, all right, if you lose, like, I feel like college football rankings, so to say, how can I say it? You lose against a ranked team, you don't drop that low, which is understandable. Like it's like depending on what the rank is, you lose against an unranked team. Depending on who you are, you don't drop that low.
Yeah, like
but a certain team would drop crazy.
Clemson should have been unranked week 2.
Yeah,
the way they lost to Duke, they were still 25.
Like I said, I personally don't like the rankings. Florida State, BLSU.
Okay, but
they play some nobodies.
That's true.
93.
But that's all it takes. Because listen, realistically, going into the season, we have these expectations for the top 25 teams coming out the gate. If I'm Florida State, I was already 9. I think they were 9 when they played LSU. It was 9-5. If I beat LSU, the 5th best team in the country, how am I not a top 5 team?
We all knew LSU wasn't no 5th.
Then why were they ranked 5?
They shouldn't have been. They were all like the rankings.
So how are we going to rank it?
TCU last year.
Okay.
I'd rather see them play Georgia. That was a disgrace.
But that's the thing. You're basing off what you feel. They're basing off what we're seeing on the field. Because even though, yes, I can agree. You can argue that every year. That the top, quote-unquote, top 4 best teams. Because the SEC, for the past 5 years, has had, like, Georgia and Bama. Or Georgia and LSU. Or LSU and Bama. The top 4 teams might both be from the same conference. But you can't do that because you're discrediting, let's say TCU, for example. I went undefeated the whole year. I won my conference. Why are we just going to hand it to the team that got second? Yes, their conference might be harder than mine, but if they want it, they got to go get it.
Bro, my thing is, though, like, the rankings, though, it's just, like, I just don't like the way they rank. And I do feel like that 14 stuff needs to go to, like, the 8.
They changed it to 12, I think.
They changed it to 12?
I think so.
When? This year?
I think it starts next year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I did see somebody, but I didn't know what year it was.
I think it's next year.
They need to try. I hate that down too.
I personally think 8's the right number because I feel like that gives the perfect amount of like those people that feel okay. Georgia was a top 4 team. Boom, you got 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. And if you can't get top 8, you can't really complain anymore.
I feel like just make it more interesting. Way more upsets.
Yeah, I like 8. I like 8. I just I don't understand. Like I get what you're saying to an extent, but you can't discredit teams that are doing.
I'm not gonna discredit. Other than TCU, I'm still gonna discredit them.
You can't discredit them.
I'm gonna.
Because again, you have to remember they won the semifinal game. Yes, Georgia destroyed them in the championship. I can't deny that. Let's not act like they didn't win the semifinal game too.
The real championship team was not championship team. The real championship game.
SEC championship.
No, the Georgia versus Ohio State.
Yeah, whoever won that was going to win.
That was the real game.
Again, I can't take that away from them two, but you can't act like TCU didn't get there.
I did give the credit to TCU when they beat Michigan.
Right. So now that they lost, you can't take it away.
I knew when they got to Georgia, it was going to get bad.
Again, I picked Georgia too, but you can't discredit them now because they lost. They had to get here. So again, yes, you can feel that Bama was better. I think Bama was better than TCU.
Did you think TCU was frauds? That's what I want to know. I thought they were frauds.
Then why did they make it to the championship? It's a difference if they would have lost to Michigan. They made it all the way. They was the second best team last year.
And I give you credit for being Michigan. But
so then what's fraud?
I think that just was the call.
So Michigan were frauds too? Because they beat Michigan.
Yeah.
So every team was fraud, but
I think Michigan can't finish.
That don't mean they're frauds. They're just not Georgia and Bama.
I think I'll give you that. But I think Michigan can't finish. That's not problem with Michigan. Michigan can't. They get there, or they get somewhere, and when they get by that, when they get to the end, or the time
I don't think in our lifetime Michigan's won a national championship in football.
I'm trying to think.
I don't think they have.
I don't think so.
Yeah, and that's, again, they're not Georgia and Bama, but they can't say they're frauds because they're not Georgia and Bama. That's different. If you go top 4 team, I mean, how much more do you want them to do to not be considered like frauds, quote unquote?
They have 11 national championships.
How many since '05 though?
Oh, since our lifetime, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm
they
saying.
They ain't winning 25 years.
Right. So they can't finish the job anymore. That's back with Charles Woodson and them.
The last national championship occurred in 1997.
Yeah, that's with Charles Woodson, Desmond Howard, all of them.
Yes, that is. I don't know. I feel like I just personally don't like rankings.
Okay, so how would you rank them? Based off of what? Because again, if we agree, because that's the thing too, it's not just one person. The people, whoever they are, collectively making the rankings, for whatever reason has LSU 5. We beat the number 5 team. Why would we not jump the top 5? Like, what are we waiting for?
First off, I personally, at the start of the season, rankings should go off.
Like, last year went? You can't say that.
No, not last year. I'm saying as Georgia should be 1.
Okay.
TCU should have been 2.
Right, that's off last year.
Yeah. But I feel like that's how it should go. And then after that though.
Because
how you just gonna go off of? What they ranking off of?
I guess expectations. But you can't do that because TCU, for example, the quarterback's gone, wide receiver gone, running back gone.
Okay, yeah, but I'm saying what's wrong with ranking off of last year?
I mean, you can do that.
It can change. It's gonna change. It's the right thing to do.
I wouldn't say the right thing to do.
But you give Georgia 1, you give TCU 2.
Because let me tell you the difference. When we have those conversations about, for example, the college football playoff, you can argue you think Alabama's better than TCU based on how you feel. That is in the beginning of the season.
The thing is, the whole rankings is based how you feel. Be honest,
Right.
Expectations.
Right.
Just go off of last year.
No, because you don't have the same team. Look,
it's gonna change. But I'm saying, why are you gonna? You feel like LSU's the number 5 team. LSU's the number 5 team.
Okay.
They didn't show that.
Oh, nobody's perfect.
Cool, but I'm saying you just go off of last year.
No, because look, you were gonna have the same conversation. TCU lost to Colorado, so now
and you just dropped one.
Right, so now it becomes Colorado week 1 beat the number 2 team in the country. Nobody thinks TCU was number 2. You're saying that based off of last year's TCU.
Yes.
You can't look. Last year's TCU.
Yeah, I'm not saying base it off of last year.
That's what you just said.
I'm not saying base it off of last year. I'm saying go off of last year.
That's the same thing.
No, okay. I'm not saying base it off of last year. What I'm saying is since Georgia was 1,
right?
Put Georgia 1.
Right.
Since TCU was 2 last year, just go ahead and give them 2.
That's basing it off last year.
No, I'm saying just going off last year as in
week 1.
Who went? Who was the champion? Who was the second? Who's
right?
Not based off the team last year.
No, you're banking the rankings off of how teams performed last year. And what I'm saying
is how where they got last year.
Right, that's last year, based off last year. Nobody week 1 thought TCU was a top 2 team. No, like
I didn't think TCU was a top 2 team last year.
Right, but they finished second. That's what I'm saying. So last year we can have that argument. This year they don't have the same quarterback. They don't have the same wide receiver.
Yes, but I'm not. We know they're not 2.
So then why are we putting them 2?
Because it was 2 last year.
Exactly. So why are we putting them 2 this year?
We're going straight. So what was TCU?
17.
They was 17.
Yes, week 1 they were 17. Yes.
I just feel like I just don't like rankings. Cause all that it just based.
But you're trying to base it off last year though. So I'm saying, why would we put this team that nobody feels is a top 2 team in the country week 1 of this year because they performed last year? Why are they all of a sudden 2 now? If they brought back their quarterback, they brought back their wide receiver. Everybody was coming back short.
But all I'm saying is it would kind of make more sense if you just go. I'm not saying. See, I think this is where we get confused off the definition of base. I feel like you're saying base it off last year's team. I'm not saying based off last year's team.
You're saying ranking, basing off of last year's positioning at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. That's not the team that we have. The TCU's 2022
but Colorado gonna beat them.
Right. So now why are we putting them at 2? Nobody thinks they're 2. We think they're 2022.
What do you think Colorado is?
Right now?
Yeah.
Top 15.
What it is right now?
They were 17 before they played, or 18 before they played Colorado State, so they probably moved up. I haven't seen the new rankings, but they were unranked, then they were like 22, 18. They're going to keep going up. They're better than TCU.
They ain't better. They beat TCU.
Right.
But I'm just. It's an argument there.
You can't base last year. You can't base 2022 TCU for 2023 TCU. Those are two different teams.
They are. I'm just saying, go off of who won last year. Because Georgia still won.
Yes.
At the end of the day. This year, Alabama, we basing this off of, they was 5. No, they was 5. They was top 4. That was 3.
Yeah.
I didn't even think, and I'm an Alabama fan, I didn't even think this year Alabama was 3.
Okay.
So why are they 3?
Because they're Alabama. People get ranked.
So off a name?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
But I'm saying it makes more sense. The teams year in, year out that are top 5, top 10, New Year's 6 teams, but they're top 10.
But that's what I'm saying though. Alabama finished off what last year?
I think 5.
Yeah, I think it was 5.
Yeah, they got
what I'm saying is, Alabama this year might not be a top 10 right now.
They are still top 10. Now, we can argue whether or not we think they are. Their only loss is to a top 5 Texas. That's it. TCU.
But they been playing. You think they're a top 10 team?
Nah.
So what would you put them right now?
I mean, I have to sit and think about teams I'll put ahead of them, but not 10, top 10.
That's my thing. The reason I'm saying what I'm saying is, if you put, I just feel like it's more logical or reasonable that you put like Georgia first. It's not the same team. I agree with that. It's not the same team, and you can't base on a team. All of them went to the league.
Right.
All I'm saying is to just start the year off. TCU was second last year. Just put them second, put Georgia first, put them third. And then you just go from there with who get their butt smacked.
I understand.
Because you put Bama 3, I wouldn't put Bama 3 right now.
I understand.
That was 40 years.
Right. Exactly.
Because Bryce Young's gone.
Exactly. You wouldn't put Bama 4 right now because Bryce Young's gone. I would have put TCU 2 because their quarterback's gone. It's the same thing.
So why put Bama 3?
Because they're Bama.
That's the thing. It's a name thing.
Exactly.
That shouldn't be a name thing.
But it is. That's how life works.
It shouldn't be.
That's how life works.
I'm cool with it, but it shouldn't be. That should be the change.
Year in, year out, Bama, our whole childhood, Bama's been the best team. So it's crazy to project they're going to be top 5. You said yourself week 1. You said this on the bike. We can pull it up.
Yeah, I just said that's championship.
Right. So how is it crazy that the whole country thinks that they're the 3rd best team? Versus TCU isn't like that year in, year out.
I get that because I'm going off of bias and I'm going off my hope in road. But I'm a Bama fan. The people that say the committee's not Bama fans.
The whole country has high expectations for Bama. That's not just you as a Bama fan.
But you shouldn't put them 3. You don't know nothing.
But that's what everybody...
I'm being biased.
Right.
I say it.
Right.
Biased.
When nobody knows anything, like we all did in week 1, we're going to go to what we're comfortable with, what we're familiar with. Georgia won the last 2 championships. Okay, they're 1. Michigan and Ohio State, every year top 10 teams. Okay, they're 2 and 3 or 2 and 4. Bama's Bama, they're 3.
So let me ask you this. Do you like how the college football rankings are? I don't like it.
Because we're giving it to the people we know are good. Now, we can be wrong sometimes, but why would we give it to a TCU team that had... You said yourself you thought they were frauds. So why would we come back the next year and be like, oh yeah, let's put those frauds too?
Like you said, they got there. So
right.
Give them 2. I think yes. But my thing is...
So look, did you think... You're saying you have a problem with the rankings. Do you think TCU is the 2nd best team in the country week 1 of this year?
No.
So why, if everybody...
But they did put a good fight against a good Colorado team.
Right. So if the whole country... I'm pretty sure we're going to ask everybody that voted on those rankings, do you think TCU is a top 2 team? Everybody's going to say no. So why would we put them 2 based off of last year?
Come to understand where they went. You said it yourself.
Yes.
They got to
that year. In 2022, they were the 2nd best team. That has nothing to do with 2023 when they're not bringing back their players. If their quarterback would have came back, okay, sure. They don't have the same team.
I said, I'm cool with that, and I understand that. I'm just saying, for the rankings, just put TCU 2. It's gonna change either way it goes.
You can't. But the ranking is literally.
But you're just going on prediction at this point.
Exactly. Their whole job is who do we think the best teams are gonna be. If I would ask you that, you wouldn't say TCU 2.
So let me ask you this: so Florida State beat who? LSU.
That's it. That's all they really beat. LSU, Boston College.
And Florida State was what?
They were 9 going into the year.
And now they're 3.
Yes, because they beat a top 5 team. Does that not make sense? If I beat a top 5 team, now I've shown you I'm top 5. Unless I'm okay, let's say I'm 0-4 and then I get a lucky week. Florida State hasn't lost yet. They were already top 10. If I'm 9 and I beat 5, how am I not 5 now? Same thing with Texas. Texas was 11. They beat Bama. Now they're top 5.
Like I said, it's an argument.
If you beat good teams, you're gonna move up. You expect them to stay in the same spot?
I agree with that.
So then what's the argument?
The argument is, I'm just saying how the rankings and stuff, because of how they drop and how they move up. That's the argument.
If you lose a team, you're going to drive. If you beat a team, you're going to win. You're going to go.
But it's how far they drop and how far they come up.
It's the same conversation that we're having about. It's the same thing with how you feel about Alabama versus TCU last year, which is why the teams like we brought up Clemson doesn't drop as low as whoever else. If they would have lost to Duke, they would drop more, right? You said, and I agree, we think Alabama is a better team than a TCU, but realistically, we have to go with TCU's resume. 2 weeks in, if we feel like Alabama, Clemson is still better than a Toledo or something, we're gonna put them ahead of them. As the year goes on, if they continue to play bad, okay, they'll drop out the top 25. But off rip, they play one bad game, we're not about to drop them that low because of that feeling. Oh yeah, Alabama's better than TCU. Oh yeah, Clemson's better than Toledo. Like, we're going to keep them top 25.
All right, so who do you think is winning the college national championship right now? Same thing we did last week. Who's your front runner? Who's your dark horse?
I mean, I guess I'll have to say Georgia. They still got Brock Bowers and they have that consistency of being in the national championship. So I guess I'll put them in my front runners because how can you not? And what do you consider a dark horse? Like any team but Georgia or?
Yeah, any team.
Ohio State.
All right, I'm gonna go. Even though I just said I feel like they're gonna finish, but Georgia ain't showing me nothing for real. I'm gonna go Michigan just to debate it. Maybe they finish this year, or maybe they flip a switch.
See, that's my thing though. Back to what I was saying with the preseason rankings. I'm going Georgia because I know Georgia has a reputation of these last 2 years we get it done. So even though I do agree they came out the gate slow, I think they'll get it figured out. And I like Ohio State over Michigan. If they play each other, when they play each other, I like Ohio State over them. And then, like I said too, this week Ohio State plays Notre Dame. That'll show me something.
Give me Colorado for dark horse. Just because it's Colorado right now.
I mean, see, that's it. I want to say Colorado, but that's thinking in my heart, not my brain. I want to see Colorado win. I don't think they're going to be USC. Especially they don't have Travis. That's the thing.
When they play USC?
The week after. They play Oregon this week, USC next week. Without Travis, if they lose, realistically...
I don't think Travis will be out 3 weeks. Unless Deion says no, I don't think Travis will be out 3 weeks.
I mean, okay, let's say he is. That's the thing, 2 weeks. If he's out these 2 weeks, those are understandable losses. Nobody will be mad at them saying, okay, your best player wasn't on the field, you played Oregon, you played USC, you lost. Still, that kills their dreams. All it takes is one game because they don't have as much leeway as a Bama or a Georgia. Like, the people are waiting for them to lose. So, and I don't think they're going to go undefeated. I hope they do, but I don't think they're going to go undefeated.
I don't think we're going undefeated, but that's why I think Colorado's the dark horse. Other than like Ohio State, other than USC, I think Colorado's the dark horse. Because would you put them two in front of Colorado to win?
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're dark horse.
But that's the thing. So you think they're going to actually get it done? Like, you think when they play USC, they're going to win?
I think it'll be a straight slow fight, though. I think they'll be scraping getting out of USC.
I don't think so.
Game win drive, field goal, overtime. I think it'll be scraping.
I don't know if they get out of Oregon.
Yeah, I think they get out of Oregon. I firmly believe they get out of Oregon.
I don't know.
I think they got it Oregon.
Just I'm looking at it from a standpoint.
I don't think they get it. I think they barely. Like I ain't saying USC won't beat them. Probably will. But I'm gonna side with Colorado, and I think Colorado's going to scrape by the hair of the chin of that USC game.
I'm looking at it week 1 because I'm comparing Oregon. We can agree Oregon and USC are better than any other team they played by a pretty significant margin. Week 1, they barely got out of TCU. Week 2, that first half was a little slow. They turned around the second half. Can't take that away. Week 3, they're supposed to, on paper, they're supposed to destroy Colorado State. To me, they haven't had a really dominant win. They're 3-0. Can't take it away from them. They haven't had a really dominant win against okay opponents. I don't see how they perform.
I think Colorado State will win them games where it's more hard at that point.
I mean, yeah, like, okay, Colorado State played. That's probably the hardest that whole team played in their lives.
It's probably the hardest they're going to play this season.
Which I understand. But again, if you're supposed to beat Oregon and USC, I just feel like in all 3 of those weeks, they would have they haven't looked good enough to me to show me, okay, yeah, we go into Oregon. Because it's at Oregon too. We go into Oregon without Travis, we're going to win. I haven't seen that out of them. I've seen wins, but not yeah, we're the best team in the Pac-12 wins.
I still think they beat Oregon. I don't think they're going to slug Oregon out. I think they're going to beat Oregon. Like I said, I think they're going to scrub out USC. I think Dylan Ayers is going to show up. I think number 5, I forgot his name, even though he dropped that ball, which caused that pick, I still think he would. Colorado team has pretty good pieces.
Yeah.
We just see Travis Hunter, and then as long as Shador's still happy and plays a good game, I think they win.
That's my thing. It's not even just about Travis, because again, we say TCU's probably their best opponent they played so far. On paper.
On paper, yes. Okay. On paper, yes.
And they beat them by 3. Or they won by 1 possession. They had to get that stop. Again, if I'm saying if they play TCU, based on what we've seen, their best game so far, if they play Oregon that same way, they're going to lose. They play USC that same way, they're going to lose. I don't know what switch flips, especially without Travis. I haven't seen enough out of them to say definitively.
I think we're going to see next week. Let's tell you what Travis up.
So you think without Travis, they're going to play their 2 best games of the season so far? I find that very hard to believe. I think any team, if you take away their best player, especially him being their best corner and arguably their best receiver, you take any team's best corner and a top 2 receiver away.
I think Deion's gonna make that flip switch because Travis is out. And I think it can be the best 2 games. I think we'll see Shador scramble more.
Shador's gonna do his thing, but just again.
And I think the receiving court is gonna do it. I think Dylan Ayers is gonna have a good game.
If they do that, shout out to Colorado.
I just need. The only thing that I am scared for going into that USC and Oregon, and who was that third opponent? Do you know?
That they have to play. Well, I know it's not right. No, I don't know. But I know down the line they're going to have to play UCLA and they're going to have to play Oregon State too.
So the next 2 weeks, my only concern is the O-line and D-line. D-line, O-line for both games. D-line both games too, but really when they go against Kevin Williams.
I just think it's unheard of for a team to lose a top 2 receiver and your best corner going into their hardest opponents, and for us to realistically think.
I think that's why I think they can play their best football.
That's unheard
of.
They
can have a best.
I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's unheard of. If Ohio State went into Notre Dame losing, I don't even know what the number 1 corner is, losing their number 1 corner and losing Marvin Harrison Jr., and we would think, oh yeah, they're finna get turned, they're finna get it done. I'm not saying it can't happen, because I mean that's how you make stories. The dude that steps up when the star is out. It's possible. I just think it's very unlikely. Deion is a great coach. He knows how to inspire his troops, but that's a tall task to ask them to go in without Travis and play their best football against the best teams they've played. They haven't. See, that's the thing too. Had they already played, let's say they played Oregon week 1 and they had USC this week. All right, cool. They haven't played this type of competition yet. If you're going to do it,
so imagine this. They beat USC. What is USC rank?
6.
They beat USC. They beat Oregon.
Yeah.
Do you think they should be, or do you think they're no longer dark horses and they?
They're they're the Pac-12 favorites. Yeah.
Or no, I'm saying now. Do you think they can go compete with Georgia?
I mean, yeah. If you beat USC and Oregon, we've seen enough. If they keep that, because again, USC has the reigning Heisman Trophy winner. USC is a top 6 team in the country. They're projected to win the Pac-12. They're projected to compete with Georgia. If Colorado does it, well, I mean, that's how football works, just 1 game at a time. If they win 2 against the 2 teams that are supposed to be better than them, why would I project that they can't beat Georgia? Or not, I'm not even going to say beat Georgia, compete with them. Because that's what USC is supposed to do. And if they beat USC, then that means they're supposed to do it. Because, again, if you're projecting that these next 2 weeks, they play their best football and they come out with 2 W's, that should be good enough to compete with Georgia. On paper, at least. So who knows how Georgia will actually turn out against them? Because you would say you could argue.
It's going to be scraping W's. But I think
W's are W's. If they get it done, then
they get it done.
Then they're no longer dark horses. They are the favorites to win the Pac-12, and they're supposed to make the college football playoff if they get it done. If they are 5-0 in 2 weeks, Colorado is like
So for these next two games, who do you have? Oregon. You have Oregon beating them and USC beating them.
Mm-hmm. I think personally, I could be overvaluing Travis. I think personally, if Travis plays at beat Oregon, and I think they're going to lose to USC, you lose to USC regardless. I think USC is going to be that kind of moment. Like, I don't see. Again, I haven't seen enough football, enough really good football.
So you're saying next 2 weeks they go 2 losses?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I think they go 2-0, 1-1. I think they beat Oregon either way it goes. And I think they scrape it out with USC, they lose USC. I will say that. But I do think these next 2 weeks are going to show good football, and I think I might be discrediting Oregon. I will say this, but I do think they beat Oregon.
I don't think so. Because that's the thing. Again, it's rankings, so it's not necessarily 100% accurate. Oregon's been ahead of them all year. And again, we're asking them, I think 12. We're asking them, go into Oregon, go into Portland, beat them without your best player. That's a tall task. It's not impossible, but I haven't seen the Colorado I've seen the first 3 weeks has not shown me they're about to do that personally. But hopefully I'm wrong. I would love to see Colorado get it done. I would love to see a Colorado UGA national championship or Colorado anybody. For them, if they go from 1-11 in 2022 to the national championship in 2023, that's probably like the greatest comeback ever. But that's a tall task, very tall task. So last night, Nick Chubb went out with a season-ending injury. He, if you actually saw the play, his teammate reached to help him up. And he was like, "Nah, like he already knew it was over." Saquon sprained his ankle. He's probably not gonna play Thursday. Austin Eckler hurt his ankle. He was out. Aaron Jones hurt his ankle. He was out. And it really just shows the state of the running back position. And in my opinion, as much as I hate to say it, kind of proves the owners and upper management right as to why they won't pay the running backs. I do think the running backs should get paid in general. But if I'm an owner right now, I'm saying, see, this is why I won't pay you because we're 2 games in, you're already out for the season. So J.K. Dobbins, too, towards Achilles out for the year. So I think it's unfortunate for running backs. I would love to see them get money. But if I'm an owner, this isn't making me think, oh, yeah, next offseason I'm going to get your bread because they can't stay healthy. It's such a physical toll to be an NFL running back that injuries come with that.
Giants fans, if you're watching, I called it. I'm sorry, Saquon, if you see this. I called it. Saquon just can't stay healthy for me, bro.
I mean, that was more of a fluke, though. He just kind of rolled his ankle. And they said it's not severe. They said they haven't even ruled him out for Thursday yet. So that's kind of...
It's just Saquon, like, he's injury prone.
I mean, I'll give you that, but
I do agree. I do, like...
That's fluky.
Like, when it came to the NFL running back and getting paid, I kind of see where it was coming from.
Yeah.
You paid them a lot, and this is probably the most enduring position you got to go through.
Like,
you're getting tackled no matter what.
No position is harder than we're going to give you the ball 350 times, try and run through the line, catch it 50 more times.
People say the running back is people say the cornerback and quarterback is the hardest positions, and I will agree with that. But the most enduring and physical position, because you asking me to go against 300.
Yeah, I gotta run through like Aaron Donald and Chris Jones.
Guys that really just wake up in the morning and self and come take your soul.
Yeah.
Pause. Really wake up in myself and come take your soul.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot to ask. So, and that's the thing. I feel like that's why I feel for running backs because I'm like, you're asking me to do so much. Like, give me my money. But at the same time, if I'm a team, I'm like, let's say the Browns just made Nick Chubb the highest paid running back ever, hypothetically, right? Cool. Everybody knows how good Nick Chubb is. You give him all this money. Boom, week 2, he's out for the year. J.K. Dobbins. Everybody.
I feel like some running backs deserve it, though.
It's not that they don't, but it's where we draw the line. Nobody could have predicted Nick Chubb was going to be out for year week 2.
But I feel like, it's like, to an extent, like, I feel like, yeah, we don't want to pay the running backs and position running backs are in. But, bro, Nick Chubb, you pay Nick Chubb. Saquon, you get on the fence about.
See why? Because I think when they're both on the field, they're honestly 1A, 1B. Saquon provides more of a receiving thing. He just wants.
I'm not talking about skill. I'm talking about health issue. I'm talking about health issue.
But right, and we're sitting here week 2. One of them's out for the season. The one that you thought there's a better bet to pay. So where do we draw the line?
No, I'm just okay. I'm just saying no. How can I word this? I'm saying you pay Nick because for one, we can both agree Nick is probably what top.
I mean, they're both top 5 right now.
Yeah, but I'm saying Nick is probably Saquon probably number 115 too.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
Nick is number 115 and Nick stays healthy.
Right.
Saquon doesn't.
Right, and what I'm saying is, let's say after that whole running back holdout, Cleveland was the one team that was like, you know what, we're gonna give Nick Chubb all this money. 2 weeks in, he's already done. So I'm saying it's okay not to pay Saquon, but if we're Cleveland and we pay Nick Chubb, now we look stupid. So I think the team stance as a whole is let's just not pay anybody, because now we don't have to worry about Nick Chubb getting hurt week 2. We don't have to worry about Saquon getting hurt week 2. Everybody just take less money than we know you're worth, because I think that's the thing. NFL and sports in general make like year-long deals. If they did more of 1 year, like 15, 20 mil, they would get more money, but they're trying to make long-term contracts. So it's like, why would we invest in Nick Chubb for 3 or 4 years? Boom, 2 weeks in, the contract already messed up, because we can already.
That's hard to do, because that can go with anybody though.
Exactly. So why would we pay? So where do we draw the line? Let's just not pay anybody. If I'm an owner, I can get behind that. I think it sucks for the running backs, but as an owner, why would I pay any of y'all? Because any of y'all like.
But I feel like you have to pay. I feel like you have to pay certain people, because at the end of the day, certain people's your team.
And so now I would talk about, again, I would like to do 1 year deals personally, because I can look at you and say, for this year, I expect X, Y, Z out of you, and that has nothing to do with your future. Versus, if I made a 4-year commitment to Nick Chubb, all right, you already messed up your 1 year done. Who's to say he's going to be the same coming back? I'm not saying he can, but that's a hard injury to come back from, where you know off rip, like, nah, I can't make it. It's a serious left knee injury. And they said it's the same knee he dislocated towards LCL, PCL, MCL in 2015.
So do you think Nick Chubb gonna bounce back? When we talking about Aaron Rodgers bouncing back, then Nick Chubb gonna bounce back?
I don't know. The difference is, I've seen people bounce back from ACLs or MCLs or whatever. I don't know what it's like. He already bounced back from a dislocated left knee, a torn MCL, PCL, LCL. Now we add on to that, he re-injured the same knee. I don't know what he's going to look like. If this was his first injury, sure. I don't know what that's going to look like.
With 10 bit running back, that's kind of hard.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So why do we pay him? I feel like it sucks. It sucks, but I don't think any of them are going to get it, like, unfortunately.
Only reason I made that first statement because I feel like just some running backs you have to pay.
If I was an owner, again, that's where I go to the 1 year things. However much the most running back is making, let's say it's 16 mil. I'll give Saquon 20 mil right now this year.
So what's the highest year are you going?
It's hard for me to convince myself that it's a smart investment for anything more than one. And if that means Saquon walks, see, that's the thing. I have a talk with Saquon.
I'll go too.
I have a talk with Saquon. I'm using Saquon as my example. I have a talk with you. It's not that I don't believe in you. It's not that I don't think you're talented. It's not that I don't think you're one of the best running backs in the NFL. It's just not a smart investment for me to invest in you long term. So at the end of each year, we can redo this, and I'll keep making you. As long as you stay healthy, I'll keep giving you your money. And that's how I would do it. I can't.
So you said as long as he stay healthy, you keep giving me your money.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna keep giving him his money every 1 year deal?
Mm-hmm.
What you saying? Every 1 year?
Yeah, I would try to talk to him, and I can understand. I would respect Saquon for saying, "No, I'm leaving. I'm walking away from that." I can respect it, but as an owner, I just think that's my best thing. Especially because we see a lot of running backs.
So let me ask you this: if running backs start walking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Saquon walk, Chubb walk. A lot of them just start like walking.
Right.
You get another running back that's not that good. So what, you rely on passing all the time?
I think that's the issue that we're seeing in the NFL. The top of the top, like Saquon's a good example because there's nobody else in New York. They don't really produce. Running back twos, a lot of the time, except when we're talking about those top 10 guys, the production isn't that big of a fault. Like, the issue is that running backs are replaceable to an extent. Like, I remember last year when Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt were out, D'Ernest Johnson made the whole world realize who he was. I had no idea who he was 3 or 4
You
weeks
can coach running back from Debo.
That's what I'm saying. So again, If they start walking, they'd be like, dang, that sucks.
But my thing is, you start doing that, them folks can get hurt too. Debo, you put
Right,
like
you're not paying him as much. You're not paying him as much. Debo's different because he's a wide receiver. We can use Atlanta for example. Atlanta gives Bijan all this money. Cool. He gets hurt. We don't believe him anymore. He walks. We got Tyler Algier coming in. Tyler Algier's not as good as Bijan. We're also not paying him as much, and he'll still get the job done. It's just a better investment for me to let you go.
So when you run back start, the same thing is though, you're still that's not answering my question though.
Okay.
The question was, if all these running backs walk,
Okay.
are you now going to the pass game? Because your run game is no longer strong.
I think that depends on the makeup of your team. If you're like a Philly, it doesn't matter who you put in the backfield because their old line is.
Yeah,
you
you're
know
right.
what I'm saying?
There's only certain teams.
Right.
Philly.
So I don't think the dynamic of who you are as a team and your culture as a team changes based off of your running back leaving. Cleveland, for example, Cleveland's still gonna run the ball 25 times a night with something forward.
But I'm saying when these running backs start getting hurt,
right?
Because them running backs, if they start having good years, they're gonna start running to get paid too. The same thing gonna start repeating. So when do you start either paying them or are you gonna go to a full pass and you start going to receivers?
I'm just gonna run it. I'm gonna run a similar offense. I think a good example is Minnesota. They had this feeling Alexander Madison is not too much worse than Dalvin Cook. We'll let Dalvin Cook walk and we'll let Alexander Madison become the guy. Alexander Madison hasn't looked great, but at the same time, their offense as a whole hasn't really slowed down. Their defense has lost them both of those games, week 1 and week 2. So that's how I feel in general. You bring in the next guy, he doesn't look too shabby. Yes, he's not Dalvin Cook. He gets the job done, and our offense is putting up what they put up against Philly, 28, and against
28.
Yeah, like we'll live with that. That's Dalvin. We put up 28 without Dalvin Cook. Sure, let's do it. Against the team that just won our conference last year, I don't see anything wrong.
And
with
Madison had 8 carries with 28 yards, but Kirk went off.
And that's my thing. If that's what it means, Alexander's not playing great. If that means we gotta lean on Kirk more and Kirk comes through, I have zero problems.
Hey, I just want to say I said that last year. Kirk has looked different.
He has, but you know this from me in our conversations. Show it to me in the playoffs. He folded and they lost against New York. So I mean.
Yeah, I can get down with that. But that's like going back to last week what I was saying though. I think I said the Vikings was my dark horse.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he didn't show it in the playoffs. But I'm still keeping my dark horse because right now Kirk is just looking good.
It's hard for me to convince myself that a team that's 0-2 that already historically does not show up in the playoffs is going to all of a sudden become a legit contender.
Hey, but like you said though, before we came here last week, like you said, a team can bounce back and flip switch. And you said that out your mouth.
And that's going to lead me into my next team, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Them boys suck.
Now, let me say this. I saw a stat. Since the NFL has switched.
Hey, before you get into that, I am now 2-0.
No, 1-1. 1-1.
No, 2-0 in public with the votes. Josh or Joe.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Josh and Joe. I'm
okay.
2-0.
I'm about to get into that now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Josh and Joe. Because you said something about the Bengals.
Yeah, that's cool.
Prediction-wise, I'm 1-1.
Yeah.
All 3 that we debated, Steelers, baby. But yeah, go ahead. You can get to that.
All right, so let me say this.
30 towel, baby.
Since the NFL has switched to 7 teams making the playoffs in 2021, only one team has started 0-2 and still made it.
Who was that?
The 2022 Bengals.
Okay.
So what that shows me is, again, with my whole Josh and Joe debate and all that stuff, if we're looking at last year, they were 0-2. We could have pointed at Joe and said blah, blah, blah. At the end of the year, though, I'm looking at Joe and I'm looking at Josh. Joe beat Josh in the playoffs. So, even though the Bengals got off to this slow start, they have shown us literally last season they can flip a switch and turn it around and go on a win streak. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't know. But I said all that to say, them starting 0-2 does not rule out Joe being better than Josh because he can get going.
He was nothing on the win streak.
We could have said the same thing last year. It's hard for anybody to think an 0-2 team is going to flip a switch. And if all it takes is one win.
I think they can go on a 4-game win streak.
So we're looking at 4-2? You talking about the next 4? Exactly. So you're looking at a team that has.
I said this possible Rams, Titans, Cardinals, Seahawks.
Right. So let's say they get those four going. This team just was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. They're in the AFC Championship last year, and you let them get 4 in a row. You think they're not going to be going?
This one's make it hard though.
Right, but they're a top team.
But this one's make it hard though. 49ers.
Okay, that's a hard game.
Bills.
That's a hard game too.
Texans, they'll beat them. Ravens again, possibly split, or it's in Baltimore.
Yeah, they might get swept.
So they might get swept. Steelers, it's debatable game because the AFC North.
Yeah, I got you.
So that's either they win or it's gonna be split. Jaguars.
That's a losable game.
Colts, Vikings.
That's a losable game. Yes.
Steelers, we said
that's a losable game too. Mm-hmm.
Chiefs.
That's a losable game.
And Browns.
Again, it goes back to let's go with they get this 4-game streak. Now I think next week that Monday night game against the Rams is their most important game of the season. If they go 0-3, their season's done. If they get 1 win, and let's say we're looking at 4-2, every team on that list they have beaten because they beat the Chiefs to get to the Super Bowl. They beat the Bills last year to get to the Chiefs.
But you're looking bad though. Look at this season. This season did not look good.
Right, and I'm saying if they win on Monday and that switch gets flipped, then I don't think there's any concern. Now, it's concern, like, I'm genuinely concerned that they might lose on Monday. And if they lose on Monday, I think their season's over. I think it's a 50-50 chance.
I ain't concerned. Let them boy go last AFC North. I'm all for it.
I have high expectations for Joe Burrow, for Jamar Chase, for Joe Mixon, and I think they can prove it.
Next public debate in the comments. Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase, who do y'all want?
All right, so let me make my opinion known on what I mean by that. Based on what we have seen, and even this year, Justin Jefferson is better than Jamar Chase. I think we're looking 10 years from now, and you're giving me a receiver to take my franchise in the future. I personally take Jamar Chase. He just has.
Why are you taking Jamar? Why you got what effect did he have?
For me, when you get the ball in his hands, he's more special with the ball, and I think that
Jamar's more special with the ball
in his hands. Yeah. I think Justin is more of he's more of like a route technician, if that makes sense.
Okay, I can get down with that.
Right. But I think Justin and Jamar play in two separate situations because Jamar has a T. Higgins, he has a Tyler Boyd. Their offense as a whole is better versus everybody knows Kirk Cousins wants to throw to Justin Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if they got the exact equal opportunity in the same offense, I feel like we saw it at LSU. And again, that's college.
I think he still does.
But in college, it was Jamar. And again, that's college. I understand things can change. I just feel that.
Look at just that one that had the 4 touchdowns?
Right. That's my point. Before that game, look at the stats. The season, Jamar was better than him. He had a bigger game on a bigger stage. But as a whole, I feel like that same thing applies. That Jamar.
We're in the lead now, boy.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I feel like when you get the ball in Jamar's hands, he's more special with it. Justin gets the ball more. Jamar averages more yards per catch, more touchdowns, but Justin gets more catches.
I still want Justin. Right there.
I can't argue with you.
Get open more, make plays, and also Justin hands are more solidified than Jamar's.
I mean, but it's not like Jamar has bad hands. Again, I feel like.
But that first year, but
that was preseason. It was preseason. It was literally just preseason. We ain't seen any dropping issues since. And again, I would stand by, like, I've seen, you know that play against the Chiefs where he caught it and ran by the safety and the corner, things like that. Not that Justin Jefferson is special. He doesn't have moments like that. Jamar with the ball in his hands and his ability to, it's like he moves just, I don't know any other receiver besides probably Tyreek Hill that moves like him when the ball is in his hands. And it's just special to me. So I'd rather take that.
I don't know. I'm a film guy. You know, I really like watching and people breaking down.
Yeah.
When they break down Jetta's, I just like more Jetta's routes.
Yeah, he's a better router. He's more technical.
So I think when it comes to that receiver, I think like what you're saying for Jamar's how I feel about Jetta. I think he does more than what Jamar does when the ball hits his hands.
Nah.
Or he gets open more.
I think he does more pre-ball games. Like
I think if you put Jetta's in the Jamar situation. I think Jetta thrive more.
How much more do you thrive though, and vice versa? I think they're like the two best young receivers.
Yeah.
How much more do they thrive if you switch the situation? Because he still has to deal with T. Higgins taking away receptions and Tyler Boyd taking away
But
receptions.
I still think he had better stats on the Bengals than he'll have than Jamar.
I mean, again, how much more, like, how much better can it get? Like, they both are at the top of the top. Like, that's why we're having this conversation.
Yeah, but I'm saying I think Jetta's is better than Jamar. So when you put him on the Chase, you put him on the you switch him on the Bengals.
He was still a show. I don't agree to that, but I think it goes both ways. I think their stats will be very similar, regardless.
Okay, so getting into this week 3, well, let's stay on week 2 real quick. Bills beat Raiders 38-10.
Josh Allen turned it around, had his good week, and again, Joe can have his on Monday, and we're right back into the debate. But yeah, he turned
I
it
don't know,
around.
we're right back. Josh outplayed Joe.
Yeah, and week 2 again. It's
And we
regular.
won.
It's right. Last year the Bengals were 0-2. Come playoff time, the Bengals.
Wait,
were the
I'm
Bills.
not talking about the Bengals and the Bills. I'm talking about Josh and Joe right now.
Right,
Joe
Joe started off slow last year, and then when it mattered in the playoffs, he got it done. So all I'm saying is,
so you're saying if Joe wins Monday, it's back to the debate of Josh?
no, I still don't feel that Josh is better than him. I'm not based off of 2 weeks. If we're looking at week 8 and the Bengals are like 2-6, and Joe has horrible stats, okay, that's a different conversation. But my opinion hasn't changed. It don't change in 2 weeks.
Seahawks Lions 37-31.
We both had that. The Lions are legit, but so are the Seahawks.
Jared Goff had a good game with 3 touchdowns.
They both don't play defense realistically. That's the issue.
Realistically, they don't. Seahawks defense ain't been the same.
Yeah.
We just talked about Ravens and Bengals. Chiefs Jaguars 17-9.
I said that if Travis Kelce came back, the Jaguars are not beating them, and I think Kansas City about to go on a win streak because I feel like they have something to prove from a standpoint of okay, we're the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, we're 1-1, we can't go below 500 again. So I don't even know who they play next week, but I promise you they're gonna win.
Yeah, they're gonna win next week. It's the week after.
Who do they play the week after?
Well, okay, hold on. Well, it's questionable. So they play the Bears next week. They're gonna beat them. They play the Jets the week after.
I'm not concerned because they don't have Aaron Rodgers. Zach Wilson, I'm telling you, like, I know football is more than just quarterback versus quarterback. Zach Wilson is not beating Patrick Mahomes under any circumstances. That's not happening.
Yeah, like I've been telling you, you don't got to be Patrick Mahomes. You got to be that defense. I mean, I have the Chiefs.
Yeah,
But I just
I'm
like
not
the
even-
Jets defense.
I'm not
Jets
even considering that an upset. Zach Wilson is not.
So are you considering this upset? Vikings?
I'm more concerned with the Vikings than I am the Jets. Yeah, because
I see for the next 4 games, I see 2-2 or I see 3-1.
out of the Chiefs, I like 4-0.
It's Bears, Jets, Vikings, Broncos.
I like 4-0.
It's possible. I'm not discrediting them 4-0.
No, I'm saying I'm looking at that. My prediction is 4-0.
Your prediction is 4-0?
Yeah. I don't think any of those teams are beating Kansas City. Because, again, reigning defending Super Bowl champions, week in, week out, I'm looking at them like, yeah, I like the Chiefs.
I can see some upsets. I can see some.
So, okay, which one of those teams are you picking over the Chiefs? If you're saying you like them at 3-1.
Jets. Jets or Vikings, either one of those.
The Vikings are more understandable because
But I get what you said about Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I do agree with you on that. But I'm just saying is the Kansas City defense ain't the same or the best defense.
Right. So what I'm saying is that's why I prefer Minnesota because the way to beat Kansas City is to outscore them. Kansas City's defense is suspect. I don't trust Zach Wilson to go light them up. Even though the Jets have arguably the best defense, a top 5 defense, I still expect Patrick Mahomes to light them up. And even if it's to a lesser extent, let's say it's a 21 points instead of a 35. I don't trust Zach Wilson to put up 21 on the Chiefs. So I don't think there's a way that Zach Wilson just does not have enough options to compete with them.
I will say this, and I wanted to go with that on my prediction, but I didn't go with Titans 27.
I consider that too.
And Chargers.
I consider that. The Chargers look terrible.
Hey, forget everything. Forget everything. The Falcons, baby. I don't even like the Falcons. It's that they beat Green Bay, and I kind of told you it was going to happen. After the podcast, I did not care that it was going to happen. I did not care about the game. I didn't even watch the game. I just looked at the score. How you feel, okay?
Me on the other hand, I watched the game
He lost $49 on the way.
with a broken heart. 47. I lost 47.
$47. Say that.
I watched the game with a broken heart because we were up 24-12 in the fourth quarter. And I just knew it was over because of all teams, Atlanta is the last team I expect to come back. They always blowing the comebacks, you know what I mean? So we're up 24-12, I'm like, man, we're good. Jordan Love proceeds to put up 0 points the rest of the game. A field goal would have won it. And somehow ended up being 25-24.
Hey, I said it too. I said, hey, I was like I said,
We need Aaron Rodgers back.
I did not care about the game. I looked at the TV in my dorm. The big TV by the lobby, they had the game on. I said, hey man, if the Falcons get the ball back, they can win. And look what, hey, that man called me. He like he about to cry.
I'm about to cry again, like. It's sad to see you're up 24-12 against the Falcons and you can't put up anything.
Woo!
So, okay, realistically, all jokes aside, beyond this week, it shows me Jordan Love's not ready. And after week 1, I genuinely thought like we might win that division.
Hey man, I said this when we was eating one day at the cafeteria, bro. I told you, bro. Jordan Love, he's okay, but
Yeah.
I don't know why you put your faith in that man.
Because week 1 he looked great. It was against Chicago and I got fooled.
And you literally said Chicago was terrible.
I got fooled.
Like he did. Hey, he be getting on me about biasy with the Steelers.
It was my heart.
But that heart and that bias, that was what it was. You seen that one little win with Jordan Love, and you just thought she was the game, man. It was against the Bears.
Right, and I'm thinking he can do it again against the Falcons because I don't expect. Look, this is what it came down to. The way the game was going, it's 24-12, right? You're asking me, can Jordan Love be up 24-12 in the fourth quarter and win?
Really?
Exactly. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect him to get outplayed by Desmond Ritter. I didn't expect him to get outplayed by Desmond Ritter. Patrick Mahomes, sure. Jared Goff, even sure. Desmond Ritter, I can't.
Hey man, Bijan for Michael Flynn will win Rookie of the Year.
Oh yeah, he is.
That was 124-15.
I told you that. You know, Bryce Young has the second lowest QBR in the league right now.
Yeah.
I told you Bijan.
Yeah, Bijan.
Yeah, he got that. I call it that. Yeah, if he continues and he doesn't get hurt.
Colts beat Texans 31-20.
We both had that.
But
AR got hurt though.
Who?
AR, Anthony Richardson got a concussion.
Yeah, I seen it. I ain't watched that game, but I did see the was it Bleacher Report? It was something.
But they look pretty good though.
Bucks Bears 27-17.
The Baker Mayfield Bucks are 2-0. That's crazy.
Hey man, stop that me Baker Mayfield. I ain't finna say that. I really don't care for Baker. Giants Cardinals. 30.
That was. The Giants were down 20-0, which made them 60-0 on the season.
Man, I'm gonna say this.
And they came back and won.
I'm gonna say this. I don't even care about the Giants. Josh Dawes, bro, he wasn't a thing on the Steelers. He would have come play like this in the first half. He made me mad.
Okay, but it's the first half. Like, you got to do it the whole. Okay, so question.
I'm saying it for the prospect.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Are you more impressed by the Giants' ability to come back from 20-0 or more like, what are the Cardinals doing?
What are the Cardinals doing?
Yeah, I agree. I ain't gonna lie, that's ridiculous.
0-2, yeah. But these, how much they go about last week?
The Cardinals?
2016. That's not bad.
That loss is a loss.
No, loss is a loss. But I'm saying I'm impressed with what they're doing.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it and I'm saying,
Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm looking at it and I'm saying if they have Kyler Murray out there instead of Josh Dobbs, you might be looking at 2-0.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying.
You're gonna be looking.
That's what about when you be telling me a win is a win or a loss is a loss. To me, sometimes you gotta put stuff in perspective because the Josh, bro, 21-31, 1 touchdown, 228 yards. That's pretty good for Josh Dobbs.
See, this is my thing. I think a win is a loss and a loss, and a loss is a loss, unless we can specifically point at, for example, week 1, Travis Kelce not playing was 100. They still lost that game, but I don't think anyone had a concern like if Travis Kelce was playing, they would have beat the Lions.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, though, some of this stuff is perspective.
But right with the Cardinals, what are we looking at saying? Oh yeah, Kyler?
Yeah.
Sure, but they're still 0-2 without because he's out for a significant amount of time.
Look, say what your question was again.
About what?
What's your question you just asked? I'm more impressed with the what?
The Cardinals or the Giants?
No, I'm saying they're 0-2. But what I'm saying, I'm impressed with them because a Josh Dobbs, like you just said, a Baker Mayfield Bucks, a Josh Dobbs Cardinals, 0-2. But look how they lost by 4 points and 3 points.
Okay, see, now I have to take that away. I have to discredit them on that because they were up 20-0. If you're up 20-0, you gotta win the game.
Yeah, but then that's just the Cardinals. Yeah, but like I said, I'm still impressed with a Josh Dobbs.
Week
Cardinals.
1, sure. Week 2, no. You're up 20-0, 28-7, and you lost the game.
I'm giving you that. I agree, but I'm just saying, it's just Josh Dobbs Cardinals. That's what it is.
That's the thing, though. If you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, where I think the Josh Dobbs Cardinals record would have been, I would have told you 0-2. And even though it looks a different way.
2 weeks ago, you told me the Cardinals finna go, them and the Texans finna go 0-17.
Right, so I'm saying 2 weeks in, they're going to be 0-2. Even though it's a different type of 0-2 I might have thought, 0-2 is still 0-2. Like,
who do Cardinals play next week? Let's go look at that.
Somebody they're going to lose to.
Yeah, Bengals.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure, I don't know.
They
Let's see what Joe can do.
Wait, nah, just the Bengals play the Rams.
It might be bye week then.
Nah, you don't start bye weeks till week 5.
Oh, then. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped way ahead. I'm sorry. I worried the wrong thing. Cowboys.
Again, 0-3. It doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. It's Cowboys, 49ers, Bengals, Rams.
0-6. They like
Seahawks.
0-7.
Ravens.
0-8.
Browns.
9.
Falcons.
10.
Texas.
Ooh, that is the Caleb Williams Bowl. Whoever loses that gets Caleb Williams.
Rams and Cardinals.
11.
There was a thing saying the Cardinals are literally tanking just like go get Caleb Williams.
Yes. The Texans might be competing with him though, and it might trade CJ Stroud. Because that's the thing. I'm looking at the Cardinals. If they get Caleb Williams, they not have Kyler Murray. So you trade Kyler, right? Like, how do they do that?
He's the general manager at that point.
I guess you gotta trade Kyler.
I mean, yeah.
Or trade like.
I mean, I don't see. You trade CJ Stroud after year 1.
Okay, sure. Like.
Cause you said whoever wins that, whoever loses that.
Okay, so what I'm saying, let's say I'm talking about the Cardinals in particular. I think the same thing goes because Kyler Murray is more valuable to your franchise than CJ Stroud is at this point. So if the Cardinals take Kyler Murray, Caleb Williams.
You can do what you want with Kyler Murray at this point. To be honest, I'm just saying the CJ Stroud part because he's a rookie. You gonna trade him already for Caleb Williams?
I mean the Cardinals did that with Kyler. They drafted Josh Rosen and then the next year drafted Kyler. If they think he's better, I think that depends on more so what CJ Stroud does. Because he looked good week 2. Versus when the Cardinals did it with Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen looked bad. And Kyler Murray seemed to be the answer. Which, Kyler Murray's been pretty good.
49ers 30-20, 49ers Rams 30-23.
Second best team in the league right now.
Agree. Jets, Cowboys 30-10.
Not surprised.
Commanders, Broncos 35-33.
The Broncos, Russell Wilson has been. I told you, I just don't think he's gonna get back to who he was. Unfortunately, I want to see him, but
he's losing. But
no.
Man, am I loving these stats?
No. You can't say that this week because I think it was 28-7 in that game too, and he let them come back.
All I said was he losing, but I just love the stats.
But stats, they're empty stats.
You weren't empty stats.
So
I'm loving.
That's right.
I'm just. Only reason I'm saying that is because this rush right now to be getting these first 2 games. Yeah, they're good. I don't like personally like right now. I'm thinking more of Russ right now. I just want the stats from Russ.
I want the wins.
I don't want the wins not for Russ. Russ is a childhood quarterback for me. I say right now, I'm being straight biased. I just want Russ to have better stats than last year. I don't win. Yeah, NFL when it comes to league wins, I agree with you that. I just want Russ to have better stats than last year.
I'm looking at it. I'm not paying Russell Wilson to go out there and give me empty stats.
Yeah. I literally just said in the NFL general manager.
As Kobe.
I'm saying as Kobe. I literally just said Russell's my childhood quarterback. So, I just want Russell to have better stats than last year.
So would you rather see him have slightly worse stats and be 2-0 right now, or like what it is cool?
Either one be fine with me. I'll be honest. Either one be fine.
I guess.
I'm not I'm telling you right now, I'm not looking in the mindset.
Yeah, because you're not a Bronco. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I'm not looking at Bronco way. I'm just looking personally.
Okay.
I'm just looking at Russell Wilson.
Well, as an unbiased opinion, Russell Wilson has been a disappointment this year because he let 2 games slip away.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with that. I mean, listen, I'm not arguing that. It's just as a Kobe Allen.
I'm just putting that out there. Russ got to do better.
Yeah, as Kobe Allen, I'm just like 3 touchdowns and 308 yards. Because last year we went and received a touchdown.
Yeah.
So that understand, as a Kobe Allen, I like with Russ stats. Now wins and all that is BS. It's a disappointment. We thought Russ was going to do something last year. Russ ain't doing something this year. It's slipping away. Yeah, whenever Russ goes away, it's going out the door. I'm just saying, as Kobe, I'm liking this.
That's cool.
Dolphins, Patriots, 24-17.
So what did it again?
Come on, stop playing with
It wasn't as dominant, but a win is a win. 200.
Man, to a hater, 249 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, only 9 incompletions.
Now, he did have that one throw that was a Tua moment. He still got the win, but it felt. I'm not even gonna hate.
You just want to hate on Tua, man. My God. The Alabama quarterback just had a game that game. Man, my boy Matt Jones, 31-42, 231 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Who else we got? The game of the day. Well, the game of the week. My game of the week. So I just came here to talk to y'all. 26-22 Steelers. I need me 30 towel.
Now, let me say this completely unbiased because I'm not a Browns fan or anything. The Steelers played great. However, they need to fire Matt Canada. 14 of their 26 came off of defense. Their offense, you said this week 1, you liked how Kenny Pickett played, but you didn't like the plays. I saw the same thing week 2. They put up 12 points as an offense. Their defense got them a scooping score and a pick 6.
Oh yeah, I agree. I don't.
So I'm not taking away from last night or anything. I'm just putting it out there. The Steelers need a new offensive coordinator, and they need him fast because
I'm gonna say this. When it comes to Russell Wilson and when it comes to the Steelers, Russell Wilson not gonna get the most biased opinions from me. Right there, probably like the only biased opinion you would get just because of stats wise. But Steelers, everything I would say is biased. But I kind of agree with y'all.
I'm just letting y'all. I'm not here to talk to y'all with my heart. I'm keeping it 100% real. The Steelers won a game, good win. It's a division win. But if they want to actually have success, they can't only win by 4 points when your defense gives you 2 touchdowns.
I only talk with my heart when it comes to the Steelers.
That's how you get heartbroken.
To understand, I get heartbroken every year. What you mean? I get heartbroken every single year. You won't get to play just to disappoint me. I'm used to it by now. I'm just a diehard Steelers fan. I've been like that since a kid. But Kenny Pickett, 15-30, 220 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Deshaun Watson, 235 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 22-40.
He's gonna. If the Browns want to have success this year, he has to turn it up a notch.
Him and Kenny's stats are.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson, they're paying him $230 million not to be even with Kenny Pickett.
George Pickens had a good game.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns, 127 with a breakaway touchdown. Yeah. I like the Kenny what you call it. No, how many carries Najee got this time? He got 10 carries, 43 yards.
It's Matt Canada, I'm gonna be honest. It's not.
Bro, I think the first quarter or first half, bro had like 3 carries with -3 yards.
I'm looking at Matt Canada, bro. You gotta scheme open. You gotta scheme runs for your running back to make plays. And
I know Pride Pit people are mad. Saints and Cardinals 2017. Everybody betting on Bryce to throw an interception. I knew that wasn't gonna happen. 22-33, 153, 1 touchdown. And Dean had a better game this week with 7 receptions, 54 yards, 1 touchdown. Chris Olave looked good, 86 yards.
Olave's been looking really nice in his second year so far.
Derek Carr, he made some plays too. 21-36, 228 yards.
I said that though. I said the Saints are going to win that division because of Derek Carr. And we're looking at 2-0. They're only undefeated team. Oh no, the Bucks are 2-0 as well.
Bucks 2-0.
No,
Atlanta's
1-1.
No, Ravens.
No. It's Saints.
Not Ravens.
It's Saints, Bucks, Falcons, Panthers.
Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, you talking about in their
Yeah, I'm talking about in the division. I'm talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought you talking about. I thought you
No,
talking about.
I'm saying the Saints are winning that division.
I thought you talking about in the league.
No.
Okay. I ain't hear that part. My fault. Alright, now I'm gonna get into week 3 predictions. Remember to follow Boys from Low
On
on
Instagram.
Instagram.
TikTok coming
predictions.
soon.
Alright, starting with you, Miles. Giants 49ers.
49ers.
Panthers Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Steelers Raiders.
How many of the Steelers?
Time, my man. Colts Ravens.
Ravens 3-0.
Browns Titans.
Ooh. The Titans, no Nick Chubb, Titans.
Dang, I forgot about him so quick.
That's my point.
Dolphins Broncos.
Dolphins.
Patriots Jets.
I like the Jets. I like
Bills.
the Jets.
Bills Commanders.
Bills.
Falcons
Commanders
Lions.
are 2-0, surprisingly. You said who? Falcons, Lions? Sorry, Atlanta. Detroit.
He's just mad.
Detroit.
Saints and Packers.
Am I wildin'? Am I wildin'?
Hey, for somebody to sit there and talk to your heart. When you
Okay.
say Packers, man, you crazy.
Let
Saints
me
and
ask you about
Packers.
this. Where's the game at?
Green Bay.
We ain't played a home game yet.
Man. Texans Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Vikings Chargers.
Ooh, the battle of the
I'm going Vikings.
overhyped 0-2 teams. You know, give me the Chargers. Let me be different.
Cowboys Cardinals.
I don't have to answer that.
Oh. Bears. You don't gotta answer that one, Eagles. Eagles and Bucks.
2-0 teams. Baker Mayfield ends next week. The Eagles got it.
And Bengals and Rams.
That is going to be a great game. And Joe Burrow is going to turn around the Bengals. That might be a little bit of my heart, but I genuinely believe
It
that.
is hard. Hey, don't let Miles fool you, bro. He was talking with his heart sometimes.
Because
He was talking with his heart.
the Bengals, again, Super Bowl appearance, AFC Championship appearance, they're not going to start 0-3. They're going to turn it around.
Giants 49ers. Panthers Seahawks. Steelers Raiders. Steel City, baby. Colts Ravens. Titans Browns. Who you said?
I said the Titans because no Deshaun Watson. I meant Nick Chubb, no Nick Chubb.
Titans. Titans. Bronco Dolphins. Patriots Jets. Bills Commanders. Bills Falcons Lions. Who you said?
The Lions.
Somebody disagree with you yet?
I don't think so. You don't disagree with me. You just disagree.
I come back down. I actually don't know that one. Saints Packers.
Yeah, now that's probably where we're going to disagree. I genuinely think Green Bay's going to win.
I'm going Saints. They're my disagreement right there. Texans Jaguars. Vikings Chargers. Who you said?
I said Chargers.
I'm gonna go
You said
Vikings.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Vikings. Cardinals Cowboys. Bears Chiefs. Eagles Bucks. Eagles. I'm going Rams.
That's going to be a great game, though. I can't be mad if the Bengals lose that. But again, if they lose that, playoff hopes are done for.
Atlanta Lions. It's in Detroit too. I'm going Lions.
Yeah, exactly.
It's in Detroit.
Exactly. Detroit got that.
It's in Detroit. Better just feed the Bijan Robinson the whole time. It's in Detroit. I got Lions.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that's all from Boys from Low today. I'm Kobe Cole.
I'm MK.
See you next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And follow the Instagram Boys from the Low. TikTok coming soon.
Coming soon. Logo on the way.